We're back, baby. Actually, I never went anywhere. Welcome. We're in the class trial. We're gonna view our trinkets, I guess. No, we're gonna begin class trial and see who killed Wolfgang Akere. Wolfgang Akere. Oh, I gotta get back into all their voices. Wolfgang Akere. But I'll get there. I don't need to do his voice anymore because he's dead. I can't wait to see who killed him. I can't wait to see what the execution's like. That sounds really weird. I'm sane. Please trust me, Twitch. And let's get into this, shall we? I'm gonna get a kickback for a lot of this because they're just
Let's get this started, shall we?
voice acting themselves.
Welcome back to the trial grounds, everyone.
Thank you, Tozu.
Unlike previously, today will be no circus. No mockery woven with stitches and needles. A true, fair, and proper trial will commence. A battle of wits between the blackened and the spotless. I doubt I have to explain the rules to you again.
You don't.
But even so...
Ooh. But even so...
You must vote for who you believe is the blackened.
Tozu.
If the blackened receives the majority of votes, only they will be punished, and the rest of you will resume your killing game experience.
Oh my gosh. His voice is sending shivers down my spine, guys. His voice is amazing.
However, if you vote for the wrong person... Then expect no sympathy from your hosts. All spotless students will meet a tragic end, or the blackened will be granted release from this academy.
All spotless students will meet a tragic end.
Happy discussing! We pray for your survival and success.
Thank you, Tozu.
Can someone please break this silence?
I don't want to talk about this.
Wolfgang deserves justice, but putting everyone's lives on the line like this is just cruel.
Oh, crap. Without a lawyer, we're totally screwed.
It's okay.
Whenever I turn my head, I keep expecting to see him at his podium.
Oh, don't cry, Toshiko. He's in a better place now, you hear?
Oh, Ingrid, don't say that when you killed him. I know you did it. Who else is strong enough? Who else has the tools to change the lock on the basement and whack him over the head with a rolling pin? Who else, Ingrid?
Whichever one of you sick bastards did this.
Oh, Grace.
Whatever it takes. No matter if I have to kick the brains out of every single person here, I'll find you.
She's doing such a good job.
You really gotta resort to violence?
Let's just stay calm, okay? Making peace with our situation is, the first step in handling it.
I'm also really sus of you.
How the hell can I stay calm when there's a killer on the loose? That bastard is watching us right now, fully content putting our lives on the line. Is that what you call peace? Being at the mercy of some dickhead silent observer?
Well, nobody knows for sure if the killer is even a silent observer.
What do you mean by that, Eloise?
If anything, the killer might try to feign innocence through other means.
No, Eloise, don't be blaming Grace. It's not her.
For instance, pretending to be outspoken about the case.
Huh?
What the? Are you accusing me of something?
She is, but she doesn't mean it. She doesn't mean it.
I mean, what you did during the investigation seems really suspicious.
Dude, the voice actors in this game sound more realistic than the ones in the actual main Danganronpa series. You know what I mean? Like, this is a fan game, and it's not affiliated with Danganronpa at all. But these characters are doing their voices so good! Like I know that they're all actual professional voice actors, but still, I want a voice in a game like this. I'll do a good job. Please give me a chance.
What did Grace do?
She stood in front of Wolfgang's dorm room and wouldn't let anyone go inside. Intentionally or not, it really hindered our investigation.
Because of Grace, almost everyone who planned to investigate Wolfgang's dorm gave up and went elsewhere.
You're also kind of sussing me out, Desmond, because of the taser gun, but I guess anyone could have gotten into your room, and we don't even know that it came from your room.
It was only after some of us started protesting that she finally relented. You know, for someone who seems so adamant about finding Wolfgang's killer, it's odd she tried to conceal potential evidence.
I wouldn't be saying all this standing right next to her either, Desmond. She's gonna kick your teeth in.
I'm not saying Grace is definitely the killer. I just think we should be cautious of her.
She has an alibi, though.
She has an alibi, though. Dude, Kai sounds different every time I hear him. His voice actor has such a natural speaking voice, and then when he's like, oh shit, then it's like, there's the Kai I know.
Huh?
Grace couldn't have murdered anyone, 'cause she went to the game tournament.
That's not true either, because I bet it was a locked room murder mystery thing. He closed himself into the basement, and they had him do all this stuff to escape or something. And because of the loud music in the game tournament room, nobody could hear Wolfgang like trying to yell through the vent for help, and so he had to use the shot a taser gun somehow, and it like shot into the. Anyway, I think. Would that mean there's no culprit if it was him? No, that wouldn't make any sense. No, because we did hear somebody running from that direction, but I thought that would have just. Wait, no, because she was investigating with us too. Maybe it can't be Grace.
Grace attended the tournament?
Does that rule her out from committing the murder?
Kind of.
Well, yeah. We had to be at the dining hall by 9 a.m.-ish, which was like half an hour before the murder.
By 9 a.m.-ish. Kai, you're so calm. You're so calm after the first trial with the non-real person, and you were like, oh, shit, we're gonna die!
Nobody left the tournament after it started either. Nobody I know of, anyway.
In the CG, we didn't see, the main girl, Ava, or somebody else. The DJ. Sorry, it's been a really long time. Mark.
There weren't many of us there. Had someone disappeared, it would have been obvious.
So, Grace is off the hook? Wow. That plot thread resolved itself quicker than I was anticipating.
So Jean, Grace, and Kai attended Cassidy and Jet's game tournament.
So did I. I was there too.
And me.
Thank you, Mark.
And Mark.
Hey! Don't say Mark like that!
Damon and I also attended the tournament. We can also vouch for Grace.
Don't say that way either. We're glad that Grace didn't kill her best friend. Her lover, even.
You guys aren't lying, are you?
Lying? About Grace?
What the heck? Are you seriously doubting 8 testimonies?
Right?
If the 8 of you were really together when Wolfgang was discovered, then Kai, doesn't that contradict what you said before the investigation? You told everyone you and Damon found Wolfgang first. How is that possible if you guys never left the dining hall?
Damon and me, we just found him like this. Sorry, forgot. Voice acting is the thing I do.
Leave the dining hall.
I never said I didn't leave the dining hall.
But earlier you told us you were with the other attendees.
Attendees nuts?
That's because us partygoers left the dining hall together.
Mm-hmm. When the blackout struck, the tournament folk joined arms and headed straight downstairs.
Oh, she did. I was like, how did you know that, Ingrid? She was watching through her dorm room, right?
I would know.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah. Which, does that mean Toshiko was also there with Ingrid? Was that something? Is that confirmed?
There was a blackout?
You don't remember?
Actually, I don't recall a power outage either.
I'm Winona, neither do I.
How could that be? Did an alternate timeline converge with ours?
Cassidy, please. Why is it that some people can recall a blackout, but not others? Thinking back on the testimonies I've collected, I can probably make an educated guess. Blackout affected one building.
I got it.
I got it!
The reason not everyone experienced a blackout is because only the building containing our dorms was affected. If I had to guess, the courtyard and tree area are connected to separate power sources.
So the tournament attendees were affected, yet they left the dining hall? Why not stay put until the power returned?
Because we were the ones who brought it back.
Because we were the ones who brought it back!
It didn't seem like the power was being restored anytime soon, so we took up the challenge of fixing it ourselves.
Fixing it ourselves.
And just our luck, boom! We
Ooh.
found a spare generator lying in one of the storage closets.
Yeah, you did, Cassidy.
Of course, then we found Wolfgang.
Yeah.
She's right. The 8 of us split into 4 pairs and inspected a storage room each.
I forgot Jean went to the game tournament.
Because of the toaster trinket map, we know which ones too. Eva and Grace check storage closet A. Jet and I check storage closet B. Damon and Kai check storage closet C. And Jean and Mark check storage closet D.
Dude, Cassidy's voice actor is amazing.
Yeah, I was with Grace. She can confirm being with me too.
Grace is not going to confirm anything, girl.
Yeah, we were together.
Just kidding.
Oh, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry for what I said earlier.
It's okay, Eloise. We know.
Sorry? You're sorry for accusing me of murder.
Grace, let's keep a level head.
Sorry doesn't cut it, you conniving two-faced bitch!
Okay.
If you really want my mercy, then get on your knees and beg for it!
Girl, it's okay.
Whoa! Uncool, dude.
Uncool, dude.
Hang on. Even if you aren't involved in Wolfgang's murder, you must know something about his last known whereabouts.
What makes you think she'd be privy to that?
You see, there's proof Grace spent last night with Wolfgang.
I mean, Ingrid knows. Is she just curious why she thinks Desmond knows?
Grace and Loya Man? Talk about an unexpected pairing.
When I investigated Wolfgang's room, I saw a bunch of golfing equipment inside. Also, there was a blue woman's jacket tossed over the mantle of Wolfgang's bed.
Ugh.
Blah!
He's right. I also saw the equipment and the clothes.
They were totally having sex.
The clothes are understandable, maybe. But why was golfing equipment in the room?
Let's just say we were teeing each other off.
Yo, little history dude. Wolfgang must have spilt the beans with you, right?
I actually don't remember seeing the golfing equipment in there. Did I? I investigated that though, didn't I?
Why would Ulysses know anything?
Common courtesy. If you're gonna have a one-night stand, you gotta let your roomie know in advance.
Common courtesy also says you should watch your mouth around children.
Yes, ma'am.
He's so afraid of her, I love it.
So if I'm getting this right, Ulysses is bunking with Wolfgang?
Well, we only shared a dorm for one night.
So technically, I also had a one-night stand with him.
You aren't bunking with him anymore?
Toshiko? Girl, he's dead.
Let me provide some context. As you may remember, after
course
Desmond
you-
suggested everyone bunk together, the male students were directed to the dining hall. Once there, we played rock, paper, scissors to determine who would partner with who. Jet partnered with Mark, Desmond with Jean, Damon with Kai,
Yeah.
and I with Wolfgang. Those were the pairings at the time. However, the following day, Grace and I agreed to swap rooms.
Yeah? Why'd
Yeah?
you do that?
I got a burp. I can't get it out of me.
For reasons.
Let's just say Wolfgang was a piece of trash.
Totally not suspicious.
It was a win-win situation. I get Grace out of my hair. She gets me out of hers.
You two were originally bunking together?
The pairings were decided via a game of tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe.
I wasn't big on my partner being chosen for me, so when the opportunity arose to change that, I took it.
Thus, I became Winona's roommate, and Grace became Wolfgang's.
I don't know how you choose roommates based on tic-tac-toe, though. That game is impossible to win, because it's just a tie every time. I mean, unless you're playing with a 14-year-old, I guess.
Can confirm. I watched the whole thing play out.
Oh, right.
Since the room swap happened the night after we implemented the bunk buddy system, that would mean Grace and Wolfgang have been bunking for about a day and a half.
Why'd you get so upset about that, Ava?
Gross.
Oh, it's fine.
In that case, Desmond
Cut it
was
out.
right about those two
Grow
being
up.
together last night.
Mm-hmm.
Grace, did Wolfgang act strange at any point?
Yeah, he got sick.
Like,
what? Sick?
Maybe he said something that stuck out to you, or maybe had trouble getting to sleep.
No.
No.
Nothing weird happened last night.
No, but this morning.
Nothing happened last night, but...
Nothing at all happened last night, guys. But this morning.
But...
The morning of the murder, this morning, Wolfgang told me he felt sick.
Sick?
Sick of my bullshit.
With a stomachache. It hurt so bad he couldn't get out of bed. I was gonna cancel my plans for today, but he convinced me to attend the tournament. So, I left his room right after the morning announcement. And yes, I'm talking about the game tournament. The same one Wolfgang acted all hesitant about attending. Newsflash, I changed his mind after breakfast yesterday.
Newsflash.
Hold on a sec. That ain't what you told me this morning.
Really?
What did Grace tell you?
Simply put, she felt like competing. Grace knew I planned to compete as well, so she asked me to be her sparring partner, since you needed one to enter the tournament.
Really?
She withheld information.
She withheld information.
Aye, that she did.
Aye, that she did.
Course, since I now know Wolfgang's condition at the time, I can't say I blame her. If someone you cared for was in a vulnerable position, would you go around and admit that in a killing game?
Surely not.
No. You would try to protect that person by saying nothing at all.
That's fair.
When you put it that way, man, sounds rough.
I think it's obtuse.
Yeah, of course you would, Nana.
Huh?
Say we assume the best of Grace. She withheld information not to trick anyone, but to protect someone she cares about. What then should we make of the glaring contradiction in her testimony?
What contradiction?
The hell do you mean, contradiction?
If your bunking partner was too ill to make the short trek to the dining hall,
Oh, okay.
how did he walk all the way to the boiler room?
She's not lying. Wolfgang was, Winona.
Good point. If Wolfgang really were bedridden, he would have stayed in his room.
His bed, to be precise.
Now that you mention it, to reach the underground floor, wouldn't Wolfgang need to descend, like, 4 flights of stairs? It's nothing for a healthy person, but for a guy who's supposedly really sick...
There's the burps.
It's not my fault it doesn't make sense. It's just what Wolfgang told me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Didn't we decide Grace wasn't the killer anyway?
That's not to say she doesn't know more than she's letting on.
I'm not withholding anything else. Leave me alone.
Leave her alone!
Is there more to the story than Grace is telling us? No, I should just leave her alone. Too many people are letting their emotions cloud their judgment. I need to solve this mystery and set things straight. With a non-stop debate, baby.
How do I do this again?
Why don't you tell everyone the
Tush
truth,
goes fetch
Grace?
crust. Yeah.
I've got nothing else to explain.
Okay.
The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room.
Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
I'm not gonna hear you
We
out,
would have
Cassidy.
found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never
told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
Yeah.
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree?
You're not helping.
Wait, isn't it Toshiko's fetch quest? There's a major discrepancy in Grace's testimony, but is she necessarily at fault for that?
Why don't
No,
you tell
he wasn't
everyone the
sick.
truth, Grace?
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That's
Oh, that's yeah.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
We would have found those by now.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong! Damon? No, that's wrong! Oh, Damon?
It's true Grace's testimony is inconsistent with where we found Wolfgang's body. But that's not Grace's fault.
Nope.
The only person we should be blaming is Wolfgang himself.
What the heck? Why are you blaming him?
What the heck? What the heck, dude? What the absolute heck, dude?
Simple. Because he lied about being sick.
Seriously?
You can cooperate. Can't you, Toshiko? During the investigation, you told me you saw Wolfgang in the hallways at 8:10 a.m.
That's after I left.
Yes. I remember now. Ingrid. She had developed a headache, so I went to the pharmacy to find some medication. The trip itself went fine, but when I returned to the hallway, I found myself face to face
with Wolfgang?
Hold the phone! Toshiko actually saw Wolfgang?
We had a normal, pleasant exchange. He appeared perfectly healthy and even mentioned going to the tournament. Of course, he never made it.
I don't want to be that guy, but can anyone confirm this?
Mm-hmm. I heard them chatting a while in my room.
I don't want to be that guy, but she's 14.
Though I was bedridden like a sitting goose, I could still make out their voices here and there.
Strange. He told Grace he wouldn't attend the tournament, but then said the opposite to Toshiko.
Sounds like he was telling fibs to conceal his actual intentions.
And what's his true plan supposed to be?
To go to the boiler room. Most likely.
I'm lost. What business would a guy like him have down there?
The note! The suspicious note!
This is it.
This is it.
During the investigation, I found this note tucked away inside Wolfgang's blazer pocket. A lot of it is water damaged. The paper looks like it was ripped from a notebook, and the handwriting was done in ink. But some parts are still legible.
Secret, 8:15 a.m. Boiler room. Close the door.
This mentions the boiler room.
This mentions close the door! This mentions 8:15!
Exactly. The fact we found Wolfgang in the boiler room, and this note in his pocket, it can't be a coincidence. This note must be the reason Wolfgang went there.
That mention of a secret sure is suspicious. I'm willing to bet Wolfie's reason had something to do with it.
Uh-huh.
Agreeing to meet a stranger in some spooky dark place? Wolfgang had nerves of steel.
Ulysses, Grace, do you remember Wolfgang getting delivered a weird note?
No. The only time I recall him receiving anything was when Tozu distributed those envelopes.
I don't know anything about a note.
Really? Wolfgang shared nothing with you guys?
Guess he didn't want them to know what it said.
Right. And if Wolfgang wanted to keep this note a secret, he would obviously want to keep the meeting a secret too.
Then the reason he told Grace he felt sick
was to go to the meeting.
Was to remove her from the picture. Yeah. Once she's not in the room, Wolfgang has his opportunity to sneak out and head downstairs. That's also why he encouraged her to attend the tournament
Didn't this same guy ask us to share our blackmail with each other? Talk about double standards.
Literally.
Are we sure he wasn't just trying to protect Grace? Maybe he knew he was meeting someone dangerous, so he thought it would be safer not to involve her.
That does sound like something Wolfgang would do.
Not to interrupt, but on the subject of blackmail, did Wolfgang ever confront the person he had?
Oh? You don't know whose blackmail he got?
I don't know. Do I know?
Well, if you recall what Wolfgang said originally.
For that reason, I implore you all to speak with the person whose blackmail you have, and them only. Even if the contents of the envelope seem horrible, give the person a chance to explain themselves.
That's why he went alone.
Regardless of the blackmail's contents, it would be treated as a matter between the recipient and the subject of the blackmail, and no one else. Which makes me wonder, could whether or not Wolfgang confronted his person clue us into what had originally been written on that note?
I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
If that person somehow realized Wolfgang carried their blackmail, but never came forward about it, they could have demanded Wolfgang show it to them, hence the mention of a secret. However, if Wolfgang did confront his person, I don't see why that same person would then send him a threatening note. Not least act coy about information they both know.
If the person being blackmailed wasn't the one who wrote the note, who was?
Obviously, it would be the student with Wolfgang's blackmail.
Oh, I knew that.
But that was me, right?
Yes, the secret in question may actually be a reference to Wolfgang's blackmail, not the sender's.
Is there any way to figure out whose secret it is?
We'd probably need to know whose blackmail Wolfgang had first.
Oh, I've got just the idea. Yo, person who Wolfgang had blackmail on. If he gave you your blackmail back, can you say something?
Don't forget the person with Wolfgang's blackmail.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Dude, Cassidy.
Hey, person who's got Wolfgang's blackmail. If you're innocent, say something already.
I'm innocent.
You should say something.
Would telling everyone I have Wolfgang's blackmail really guarantee my innocence in their eyes? I don't know. Although everyone may follow my direction during the trial, since they can't ignore the evidence on my side. When it comes to me, of all people, owning Wolfgang's blackmail, how do I know they won't suddenly change their tune? They might chastise me for not revealing his blackmail sooner. Or maybe they'll think I'm confessing and accuse me of murdering him. It's not like I wouldn't be able to refute their arguments. But do I really want to subject myself to all that? Does the trajectory of this trial really depend on whether or not
I was hesitant to admit it, since I knew it would put me on the spot.
Wolfgang had your blackmail?
But I'd rather be suspected than be the reason this trial comes to a standstill.
Or are you gonna claim that you had his?
Eh?
Are you confessing? Do you have Wolfgang's blackmail?
Nah, not his.
Seriously? Way to be anticlimactic.
Nah, not his. Nah, sorry.
However, it's thanks to him that I have my own.
Oh.
Your own?
Wolfgang approached me the same day everyone received an envelope. Funnily enough, it happened right after I'd finished speaking with my own person. He and we had a good talk. He gave me his envelope and asked me to take care of it. If you need the proof.
Ah, Wolfgang's envelope had the same signature.
I held on to the letter for safekeeping.
Right, okay.
This should have all been said sooner. I realized that. I suppose my pride was stronger than my rectitude.
It's okay, Jean.
My mistake for stringing everyone along.
Also my mistake, guys. I had his blackmail, but it's cool.
I mean, at least you're honest.
Truth! Thanks for letting us know, bud.
Indeed. To acknowledge one's own misdoings is a most virtuous feat, I believe.
Right. It's very noble.
If I revealed my blackmail right now, would everyone treat me the same? Would they be just as forgiving?
I take it our other blackmail person isn't gonna step forward?
No, I am!
Happens, let's just have everyone recite whose blackmail they got one by one.
Huh? You sure that's a good idea?
No one's reciting shit.
It was only a suggestion. Calm your farm.
Calm your farm.
Even if we knew who had Wolfgang's blackmail, that doesn't necessarily mean they're his killer.
Alright, so Damon had his blackmail, right? Yep, yeah, that makes sense.
Sure. But unlike John, they would actually need to reveal Wolfgang's blackmail to prove they have it. This person might just want to respect Wolfgang's request to keep the blackmail between two people, especially now that he's gone.
I don't know. Is it really okay if we never find out?
Circumstantial evidence alone can't prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. If we want to solve this case, we need indisputable evidence.
Yeah. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle without the box art to help you.
The cases, or...
Obviously, the case. The more pieces you connect, the clearer the image you're constructing becomes. The clearer the image, the more you can assume about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Once we know how Wolfgang died, the rest of this case should fall into place.
You certainly talk a lot stranger than you used to, but I think I get it.
Well, I don't want to be the one to start, but... We can all agree Wolfgang was stabbed to death, right?
We can't agree on that, Jet. I don't know why you just said that. Where are you getting that information? Because of the bloody knife? Stabbed to death?
When I was in the boiler room, I saw a knife bobbing around in the water near him. And on the ground, there was blood. Dried blood. On the boiler room floor and on the hallway floor.
You're so right.
That's gotta be Wolfgang's blood, right?
I don't know about that.
The knife was bloody, so...
Huh. Seems like a brawl happened in the hallway.
Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
While poor Wolfie was minding his own business, he was confronted by the killer, who attacked him and chased him into the boiler room.
Nah.
That would line up with how we found him.
The killer stabbed Wolfgang in the hallway, then followed him into the boiler room? No, that's not what happened. I need to show everyone where they've gone wrong, with a non-stop debate. Wolfgang.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Water?
Not just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind, and...
That does not dispute the possibility of a confrontation.
Sorry. Damn it, she's right.
It all makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Whatever story they're trying to spin here, it's definitely not the truth. I can conclude as much from the crime scene.
A confrontation
must have happened in those hallways.
Frick!
Must have happened
in those
hallways.
I'm sorry, I'm a little dumb. I play visual novels. I'm gonna lose. Wait, why did I do that?
Really? How
Okay,
you
I bet
guys
it's
think
that one,
Wolfgang
but...
died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence.
I'm gonna lose.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack.
Nah.
Behind.
Oh, man.
That does not dispute the possibility of a confrontation.
I lost! No!
Continue.
Confrontation
must have happened in those
hallways.
I think, is it not relevant?
Really how you...
I need to rethink my approach. I know.
It's way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Joe snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind.
No, that's wrong!
First try.
Jed, you talk a lot about the knife and the bloodstains on the floor, but did you ever look at Wolfgang himself?
I gave him a glance. Nothing too deep.
Unlike the knife wounds that were in his back, which were totally there.
I figured. Had you actually taken the time to look at Wolfgang's back, you would have noticed a clear absence of stab wounds. In fact, none of the injuries he sustained were the type to cause severe blood loss. Seriously. We went over the same thing with Cassidy during the mock trial. Couldn't you give Wolfgang the dignity of a proper investigation?
Damn.
Hey, man, it's not like I didn't try. It's just, this stuff doesn't come easy, you know? Nobody wakes up thinking they'll have to solve their buddy's murder later.
Jet, it's okay. We're not blaming you. You're okay.
Isn't that exactly what you should be worrying about in a killing game?
Not everyone has the stomach for investigating. That's fine. That's why you got people like me to do the heavy lifting.
I did all of the heavy lifting. I did all of it. I'm gonna solve this case.
Since some of us here weren't able to investigate Wolfgang's body, I'll lay out his injuries. There were 2 marks on the back of his neck, a bruise, and a tiny red dot. His hands were burnt too, so 3 injuries in total.
Impressive.
Besides that, I caught nothing else.
Burns, you say?
Junior high, my dear Wilson. The killer used a flamethrower.
These didn't look like normal burns. Not the sort you'd get from a stove fire, or a hot iron, or a flamethrower, I suppose.
Oh, or a flamethrower, I suppose.
Contradicting my theory outright? Jeez. So this is the thanks I get for vocalizing my thoughts?
Cassidy, we're investigating the murder of our friend here. The murder of our friend here.
Sorry, lass.
Sorry, lass.
Yes, if I may add on to what John said. The burns actually bore a strong resemblance to what you might see in cases of corona paralysis.
What?
Chiaro... Huh?
Ooh, now this I know.
Why?
Coronoparalysis. It's something which happens to lightning strike victims. Getting struck by lightning is like getting kicked by a horse. The impact is so shocking, some people will lose all feeling in their limbs for a few hours.
I was aware of lightning paralysis, but even I didn't know its official name. That's a nice head you've got on your shoulders.
I was just talking about how I felt like I could survive a lightning strike the other day, swimming in a pool with lightning happening. I'm not as certain anymore.
Lots of people tend to overlook the importance of lightning safety, especially where I'm from.
Okay, just because I'm from the Midwest doesn't mean we're the same here, Ingrid. I don't overlook the importance of lightning safety. I just like swimming, and there happen to be lightning clouds.
My grandpappy once tried working out in the open during a thunderstorm. Pure luck's the only reason he lived to see the next day.
Sorry to hear that and all, but what does lightning have to do with anything?
Well, if I had to guess, Ulysses, did it look like a big old tree was drawn on Wolfie?
A big old tree. Yes, that's how I would describe the burns on Wolfgang.
You didn't look at his body, bro. You were very freaked out by the water, or by the electricity, or something. He hardly looked at the body. What was up with that?
So Wolfgang had lightning strike scars?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
We're trapped inside a building, though. Lightning can't come from anywhere.
Except for, like, a generator or something.
Could he not have been struck before the killing game? Fate is stronger than will, you know. Perhaps a deity decreed the glow of his altruism from their heavenly abode and felt him a threat.
Nay, those burns were fresh. One look was all it took for me to know that.
One look is all it takes. Fallen in love with me.
If he had these scars before, We would have noticed them anyway.
But if those marks were recently inflicted, wouldn't it mean Wolfgang somehow went outside?
No.
Not necessarily. This is only something I thought of just now, but...
What?
The reason Wolfgang sustained burns similar to that of lightning strike victims may be because whatever inflicted his burns was equivalent in damage to a lightning strike.
You saying there's something out here channeling the power of lightning?
Something equivalent in damage to a lightning strike. The idea sounds ridiculous, but when I think back on the boiler room and what was inside it... Right, if I take that object into consideration, Ulysses' theory starts to hold some weight. Let's spot some selections on the generator.
This is it.
This is it.
Ulysses, since you write everything down, do you have a description of the boiler room in your notebook?
Everyone knows the generator in there.
Yes, I do. Why?
Everyone knows there was a generator in there, Damon, is what I said.
Since some people here never investigated the crime scene, they probably aren't as familiar with the room as we are.
Fine.
So, you should read out your description of it.
Sure. The boiler room consists of a small concrete platform surrounded by ankle-deep water.
See, that's so real. The boiler room consists of a small concrete he's like clear. He's like, I wasn't expecting to have to read my notes here.
Throughout the room are boxes filled with various garbage, and in the back looks to be a generator, charred beyond belief.
Charred beyond belief.
What you just heard is a brief summary of my notes.
What you just heard is a brief summary of my notes.
Hear that? There's a generator inside the boiler room.
What?
Of all the things which could deal similar damage to a lightning strike, doesn't a generator sound the most likely?
Didn't Ulysses say it was destroyed?
Yep.
At the time of the investigation, sure. But it wasn't always destroyed. You probably don't remember. But back when we found the dummy, I mentioned something about the underground floor.
Flashback. Tiny Hall people, you were in this building before. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl?
The hell? I never even saw her.
Huh? You were there too, Bargain Bin?
Don't even... There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up. See?
To be more specific,
go back to my epilogue reaction.
I woke up inside.
Doesn't it sound exactly like what I just did? Go back to my epilogue reaction after you watch this video all the way through, because retention or whatever, right? YouTuber words.
I hadn't been alone either. Ava was also there.
Huh? Yes, I'm awake.
I woke up first.
Yeah. She did. Anyway, Ava, you agree the generator was in full working condition when we woke up, right?
Ava's so great.
Right.
I woke up first, by the way. Just so everyone out there knows, I woke up first.
So in the time since you woke up there, the generator was destroyed?
It's the only possibility. As for what destroyed the generator, well, it's hard to say for sure. My best guess would probably be...
Don't waste my time.
Ooh! Winona! It's not even hot in here until that moment.
Destroyed is overly vague. Ulysses explained the state of the generator much better. Charred beyond belief. Second, and more importantly, where's your proof the generator inflicted those burns?
Inflicted those burns.
What are you talking about? The generator must be involved. It's near where Wolfgang is lying.
Being within range of something counts as proof now, does it? Do you also consider happenstance as conclusive evidence?
All right, Winona, we get it.
Funny how the standards shift, if so.
That's... Damn it. She's trying to make me look like an idiot. If I let this continue, the others might start to doubt me. I need to stop her before she veers the trial off track. Ha! You thought you were the only one with an interjection animation? Think again!
Footsteps, DJ pad, clock.
While the generator may look suspicious,
Yep.
consider the time frame we're working with. If the only time you saw the generator in full working condition was on the day of our kidnapping, that gives us a period of almost 4 days, in which the generator might have been destroyed.
Okay. I'm in. There's a certain piece of evidence which proves the two events are correlated.
That gives us a period of almost 4 days. Do I really need to lay this out?
What?
Day 1, we were kidnapped. Day 2, the
I
pharmacy
know.
opened. Day 3, our blackmail
Yeah,
was
yeah,
distributed.
yeah.
Day 4, Cassidy and Jet pitched their little tournament. And day 5, today, the murder happened. In the period between days 2 and 5, anyone could have destroyed the generator.
Yeah? Winona hasn't even budged from her argument. I must be approaching this wrong.
While the generator may look suspicious,
Did I press the wrong
consider
button?
the time frame we're working with, in which the generator might have been destroyed.
Oh, okay.
What about the blackout? It's impossible for the generator to cause the blackout if it was already broken prior to the tournament.
Yeah.
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power at any point before or after the murder.
I'll cut through those words!
I'll cut through those words! I'll cut through those words!
When the blackout happened, it froze a piece of equipment which had been set up for the game tournament. Mark's DJ pad.
Mark's DJ pad. Yo, what's up? It's Mark's DJ pad. Welcome to my pad. Why are you afraid, Mark?
While there was no physical clock inside the dining hall, a digital one has been built into Mark's pad. If you look at what time the digital clock is frozen on, it matches the time of death listed on the tablet, 9:35 a.m.
Well, Mark, is this true?
Is this true?
There's no point in me saying anything when someone else has already said it better.
It's okay, Mark. It's okay. You're doing great, honey.
Just answer with a yes or no, will you?
Yes.
Yes.
In any case, the matching times are too much of a coincidence. The destruction of the generator caused the blackout, and the blackout occurred at the time of the murder. There's no way the destruction of the generator wasn't tied to Wolfgang's death.
What do you suppose happened then?
I'm willing to bet the generator's destruction resulted in the boiler room's water becoming electrified.
Yeah?
Since Wolfgang was discovered kneeling in the water, we can reason he was standing in it at the time this happened and...
Damon, you and I both know that's not true.
Huh?
Huh?
Did you forget? It's impossible for the water in the boiler room to play a role in Wolfgang's murder, because it isn't even conductive.
It's not?
After Damon and I woke up in the boiler room, I wanted to investigate the flooded area. So, I tested the water.
By jumping in. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Ava approach the pile of boxes and fish out a light bulb. Then, without hesitation, she chucked it into the water.
I even redid my test during the investigation, since Damon wasn't sure if he should touch Wolfgang's wet clothes. In both instances, I proved the water was safe to enter. To be honest, neither result really surprised me. Water will only act as a conductor if it makes contact with two separate energy sources.
What? Well, then what about a pool getting struck by lightning? Doesn't that act as a conductor and it goes into, like, everyone's bodies in the pool? Wouldn't the other person's body, wouldn't Wolfgang's body be the other conductor?
The boiler room's
The other energy
generator
source?
is just one source.
Yeah, but the other person's body, right?
If you're standing in the water, one outlet should be enough.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience, large bodies of water are terrifying
let them talk.
conductors during storms. All it takes is one lightning bolt, and the surrounding miles are scorched.
Surrounding miles? Okay, no wonder if a pool gets struck that it's deadly.
But the generator is a slow, persistent source of electricity. It's not the same as a lightning strike.
Electricity is electricity. Doesn't matter how it manifests. The reason you two avoided electrocution is because the generator's exposed wires aren't even touching the water.
But there was that exposed wire.
If they were, you would have been scorched right from the start.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe when the generator was destroyed, some of the wiring fell into the water?
Wait, so tossing a light bulb in wasn't confirmation that it was safe to enter? Is that not a thing that's true in reality? Because that would be good to know before I ever try it in the future, if that arises.
Nah. Even in its current sorry state, the generator's wires are nowhere near the water.
But there was that one weird wire thing in the water.
It doesn't make sense for the generator to pose a danger anyway. The point of the killing game is for the students to kill each other, not for the facility to kill the students.
Yeah.
A feature of the building killing a student would be a meaningless death because you can't attribute a student killer to it.
As for why the generator's been charred, sometimes electrical faults happen. Even my ship's engines have broken under particularly relentless storms. And if an electrical fault caused Wolfgang's death, then his murder is purely on the hosts, ain't it?
Ain't it?
Of course. If we were responsible for his death, you lot wouldn't be here discussing it.
That's interesting. Is the generator really unrelated to the case? But the timing of the blackout, it's too perfect. It can't be a coincidence.
Okay, since we've ruled out the generator, what else could have electrocuted Wolfgang?
It mightn't be relevant, but I did see one other thing on the boiler room floor.
It mightn't be relevant. I've never heard of mightn't.
A toy gun or something. At least, that's how it came across to me.
A taser.
Not a toy gun, a taser gun.
A taser? I'll shoot electricity!
Yeah, they do, Cassidy.
I'm not sure how the taser fits in with this case, though. It doesn't seem to have been used.
No, it was.
Nope. The taser was definitely used.
How so? I didn't catch any sort of string protruding from it.
Not all taser guns release a string when fired. Some are completely wireless.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
For those types, you can tell they've been used if their blast doors are missing. Side note, blast doors are plastic panels which cover the muzzle of a taser. If a shot is fired, they pop clean off. When I was investigating the crime scene, I found the taser gun in one spot and its blast doors in another. Speaks for itself, yeah?
Speaks for itself, yeah?
And here I was thinking the yellow bits were just random trash.
Where the heck did a taser gun even come from? Last time I checked, there weren't any lying around in the storage closets.
When was the last time you checked the storage closets, Kai?
Maybe it belongs to someone here.
Huh?
Just think about it for 1 second. Everyone here has a dorm room which is themed around their talent. Mine's got DJ equipment, Jet's got car batteries. If that's what we have with our talents, what could someone with a dangerous talent have?
Looks at Desmond.
Are you talking about, like, knives and stuff?
Because there's knives in the kitchen.
What? Is there something on my face?
Forget this. The person I'm talking about is Desmond.
Eloise has a dangerous talent too, with fencing swords, I guess.
Huh?
Huh?
No way! You think the gun is Desmond's?
Yeah.
Hang on. You've got it all mixed up.
Jean, do you know anything about this? As Desmond's roommate, perhaps you spotted something inside his dorm.
Alas, we stayed in my abode. I couldn't tell you if he had weapons.
Talk about suspicious.
Did Desmond agree to bunk in Jean's dorm, so Jean wouldn't see the weapons in his?
Interesting.
Listen, I get where you guys are coming from, but that taser gun, it's not mine. I've never seen anything like it.
No, that's a lie.
A lie?
His attempt to feign innocence won't fool me. Not when I know the truth. His talent.
A marksman is obviously going to have a taser.
Like I said, I don't have any weapons.
His blackmail? He brushed my argument aside so casually. I need to try a different approach. What proves Desmond is lying? His blackmail.
I got it.
I got it!
The blackmail Tozu gave us. That's my evidence.
That's my evidence.
You didn't get mine, did you?
No. But the person who did informed me of what it said.
Oh, yeah, Ava. With his weapons at hand, Desmond guards the only one he trusts.
The writing style seems to match. I think it's legit.
That's more than a little suspicious, don't you think? Leaving a bunch of weapons unguarded during a killing game?
Don't judge me. This is the first time I'm hearing of it too.
Oh, poor Desmond. Yeah, Ava kept it to herself.
You didn't know there were weapons in your room?
Yep, no idea.
That's sus.
Our rooms aren't particularly subtle in their theming. Are we supposed to believe yours is any different?
It is themed. I'm not denying that. But I sure as hell didn't catch sight of any weapons. If I did, do you seriously think I'd leave them unguarded and risk being found out?
Yeah. Desmond cares too much about everyone. He pointed out the broken doorknobs and gave us the idea to bunk together. Why would he hide weapons in his room?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent and found the taser gun hidden inside. There's no other way to explain it.
So while Desmond gets a bunch of guns, all I get is an old game console and a dead controller.
A dead controller?
Take the bad with the good, dearest pupil. No one fears game consoles. Well, no one besides parents and the religiously inclined.
Boom.
Enough talking about consoles. Why are you guys believing Desmond so easily? If the taser gun belongs to him, then he's the killer. Any argument he makes against it is just a flimsy excuse.
Unless it's not a flimsy excuse.
Desmond is the killer. The taser gun came from his room.
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with.
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
But...
If this is about avoiding suspicion, why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
Good point.
I was with Desmond.
I call it reverse psychology. You sprinkle in a little helpfulness, and suddenly everyone trusts you.
When the murder happened...
Is Desmond innocent? When I compare the evidence to everyone's statements.
Desmond
Right,
is the
right.
killer.
Oh, I'm agreeing with her. Yeah. I agree with that, Eloise. I know you were with him. You were in the courtyard with Desmond. What were you doing?
I...
Was with Desmond.
It's scary when it's slowed down like that.
Was with Desmond. I was with him.
Regardless of whether or not Desmond knew about the gun, he definitely wasn't involved in the murder. Eloise can back me up on this.
Eloise can back me up on this.
Right. Desmond and I... we were together in the courtyard at the time of Wolfgang's death.
At the time of Wolfgang's death.
I see. Then both of you can be ruled out as suspects.
Don't just take her word for it. She could be covering for Desmond.
Jeez, if you have a bone to pick with these guys, at least save it for when we're not solving a murder.
Yeah. Why don't you want to believe Eloise?
Ever since the investigation, these two yuppies have been on my case non-stop. They're obviously working together.
That's fair.
Not gonna lie, I see where Grace is coming from. When Eloise tried to single her out earlier, Desmond was pretty quick to jump in and agree.
Even so, since the topic has been brought up, I would like to mention something. During my trip to the pharmacy, I believe I saw Desmond and Eloise in the courtyard
That's
together.
helpful. That's very helpful.
You also said you were back in the hallways around 8-10 a.m., didn't you? That means those two were wandering around unsupervised. Either one of them could have left the courtyard.
If Desmond was the killer, what would Eloise gain from defending him? should the wrong vote be cast, nothing about the rules suggests an accomplice of the killer would be exempt from execution.
That's right. And even if she was exempt, Eloise is too nice to be an accomplice to murder.
Diana, your evidence is that everyone's too nice. Okay, but somebody did murder a person that you know.
Grace, I realize Desmond's irked you, but that's no reason to keep steering everyone down a dead end. Let's move on.
A person who's always steering others down a dead end, huh? I guess they needed a GPS.
Cassidy, please, we're the murderer. I love you.
Anyway, we should totally thank Desmond for clearing things up now. Not only do we know he's not the killer, now we know how the killer got their hands on the taser.
Now we know how... What?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside.
That was a good impression, Cassidy.
Yup, that is word for word what Desmond said.
Is that actually word for word?
Right. Good memory.
Good memory.
All in a day's work, baby!
I love how she just adds her own words.
Can you repeat that quote, Cassidy?
All in a day's work, baby! No, the other one.
Again. But I just said it.
True.
Yeah, but I want you to say it again.
All right. Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent and found the taser gun hidden inside.
An equally good impression.
Is there something on your mind?
Yes. Can you say that again, Cassidy?
If Desmond's testimony is anything to go by, then wouldn't this mean the culprit has to be male?
What?
Why?
If I remember correctly, all the guys were aware of each other's pairings. With that sort of knowledge, a male student could try and infiltrate another male student's dorm.
None of us knew which room we'd be bunking in.
It only takes a quick peek to check if someone's inside or not. Anyone could have done that.
And who's to say the thief didn't barge in before we started bunking?
Or while people were having breakfast.
Seems there was a mountain of opportunities for our culprit to sneak in unnoticed. Doesn't exactly help us narrow things down, does it?
What's up, Ava? Sorry, I was muted. Ah! Alright, I'm back.
Well, guess this taser gun was a bust.
Look on the bright side. If it's been fired, then it's probably what electrocuted Wolfie. If trying to suss out who stole it isn't feasible, why don't we talk about Wolfie's other injuries instead?
Dang, that makes me not sus of you, Ingrid.
You know, the ones that weren't burn marks? Those seem like they could lead us somewhere.
Yeah. Besides the burns on his hands, Wolfgang also had a bruise and a tiny red dot on the back of his neck.
A bruise and a tiny dot, huh? Wanna try tackling them in alphabetical order?
Alphabetical order? Now, aren't you full of smart ideas?
What?
No need to thank me. It's only common sense.
Okay, let's discuss the bruise first.
I love that. Alright, let's discuss the bruise. It was caused by the rolling pin. Yep.
I think it's safe to say the killer didn't use a flamethrower.
True.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight? Someone might have attacked him and aimed for his neck.
If you can even reach that high.
Either way,
he was pretty tall.
Must have hit him. I got it.
I agree with that. I got it. Your attention, please.
Kai's right. Something did hit Wolfgang.
Really?
First try that time,
Man.
actually.
And I was only blurting out the first thing which came to mind. Anyway, from how you're wording things, do you know what that something is?
A rolling pin.
Huh?
Wolfgang was hit with a rolling pin.
How on earth did you reach that conclusion?
Ava and I found this pin inside storage closet A, which is just a few feet from the crime scene. Coincidentally, the pin also has a dent.
Yep.
You sure that's enough to say it's involved? Could just be a flimsy pin.
Why don't I hit you with it and we'll see just how flimsy it is?
No, there's something else which solidifies this pin's role in the murder. Handprints. 2 of them on the edge of the pin.
So the killer used a rolling pin to attack Wolfgang?
It certainly explains the bruising on his neck.
They must have wanted him to be unconscious so he wouldn't fight back.
Exactly. It would be easier to drag him into the water if he's not awake.
You reckon the killer purposely put Wolfie in the water?
Bam! With one electrified blow, Wolfgang is zapped to bits with the taser! Since he's lying in the water, he's definitely a goner.
Considering the logical ethos of the killer's rectitude, especially when governed under constricting pressure, leaving him catatonic would be the most facile solution.
Girl?
I guess it makes sense.
After shooting Wolfgang with the taser, what was the killer's next move? If I figure that out, I'll be one step closer to solving this case. Another non-stop debate so soon, huh? Footsteps?
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin, and then chucked the pin into Closet A?
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs, because the 2 of us went inside Closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Jet and I checked Closet B. Damon and Kai checked Closet C. Eva and Grace checked Closet A. And Jean and Mark checked Closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin. Before we came downstairs. Leave me out of this. It's not my problem if you don't get it.
And why say anything in the first place?
Before we came downstairs.
No, I mean, that wouldn't make... You're
this.
right. He's right. Sorry.
So let me get this straight.
Just discarded the pin.
Just because the killer placed the pin earlier doesn't mean they left before we arrived.
So let me get this...
Yeah, so footsteps, I do it on the last frame, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right. Back to their room.
Yep.
Immediately after discarding the pin.
Boom!
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong!
Diana, there's proof the killer fled the underground hallway at a later time. When the tournament attendees were looking for a backup generator, Kai and I heard someone run past our room.
Huh?
Oh man, that's right!
Oh man, that's right!
We were just exploring the closet when, all of a sudden, we heard footsteps in the hallway. That's when Damon decided he was gonna follow where the footsteps came from and entered the boiler room.
Did anyone else hear these footsteps?
Ava did.
Nope. Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, Jet and me didn't really hear it over all our talking.
That makes sense.
I heard the footsteps.
Huh? You did?
Well, I initially thought it was my imagination, so I never said anything.
Ashamed to say I also brushed off the footsteps. Thought I was hearing things. However, since other people can attest to hearing them...
Then someone else was on the underground floor with us.
That's terrifying.
Before anyone tries to bring it up, none of the tournament attendees could have been the person running.
Yeah.
Since everyone explored the closets in pairs, they all have solid alibis.
Oh no.
I'm sure we can all vouch for that, aye?
Everyone was still in their closets after Damon and I found Wolfgang. So...
Considering the footsteps were moving away from the crime scene, I think it's safe to say they belong to the killer.
Wouldn't that mean the killer fled while you guys were exploring the rooms?
Hold up! So the killer had been right next to us?
Doy, that's a given.
Huh? How are you so calm after hearing that? The only thing which stood between us and a murderer was a door. What if they attacked us?
Well, they didn't, so I don't see what the problem is.
Well, they didn't.
Sheesh, you're weird.
Yes, she is. It's Diana. Isn't it Diana? None of the 8 of us who attended the tournament could be the culprit because we heard the running footsteps. Nobody else knew about the blackout aside from Ingrid and Toshiko because they were in their dorm at that time. Winona and Ulysses were by the tree doing something. And Desmond and Eloise were confirmed to be in the courtyard together. It's Diana. Oh my gosh.
Why not run away earlier, though? Fleeing while everyone is searching seems really risky.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a miscalculation?
It's not impossible, I guess.
Gosh, why did she kill him? What the heck?
If not that, then maybe the killer returned to the boiler room after discarding the pin?
Sounds pretty meat-headed if you ask me.
Yes, you'd think a killer would use that moment to run away.
For the 2 who heard the footsteps, describe the sound.
It was kinda socky. As in, it sounded pretty soft. Like the person had taken off their shoes.
Saki, huh? Seems this killer was purposefully trying to keep quiet.
Because their footsteps were soft?
That seems like a leap in logic.
No, Diana, no. I was waiting for you to talk again, and that's sauce.
No, I get what she's saying. Everyone here has socks on, I'm pretty sure. So any one of us could have run down the hallway.
Everyone does have socks on.
The thing with shoes is, not everyone here has the same kind. If the killer had worn theirs, we might have been able to figure out their footwear from the sound it made on the floor. Then we just have to single out the person with that footwear. Man, it would have been so easy to find the killer.
Man.
We already can find the killer, though.
Yep.
What?
What?
Oi, are you pulling our leg?
Nope.
I'm completely serious.
Shit, it's Diana!
Picture a map of the building complex in your head. The building with the dorms is on the left, the courtyard is in the middle, and the building with the tree is on the right.
Okay.
Now, try and pin everyone's locations during Wolfgang's murder.
We don't know where Diana was. Fuck! I'm right, aren't I? You know I'm right. If you're watching at home, you know I'm right. I'm so confused. Why did she do it? Is it the blackmail?
Once you do that, the identity of the killer will definitely become clear.
Is the killer someone whose position we can't place?
No, it's not about position.
Eh?
Wolfgang's killer can easily lie about their location during the murder. The only thing distinguishing their testimony from everyone else's is that theirs can't be corroborated.
In which case, our killer. Yes. That's right. The only one here who can possibly be the killer is you! Oh no!
It has to be.
Ow!
Diana,
Ow.
it's you,
Ow.
isn't it?
My heart hurts. Oh no.
Her? The makeup girl?
No, I knew it was her. Oh, do go back to the epilogue.
She's the only one here without an alibi.
Wait, no, I said she was the mastermind. What is happening?
Those of us who attended the tournament can obviously be ruled out. And as for those who didn't, Desmond and Eloise were in the courtyard. Toshiko and Ingrid were in the same dorm room.
What about Winona? She never mentioned an alibi.
Actually, we were, talking about really important things by the tree. Nobody needs to know what those things are.
Give me a break.
Winona and I were in the building with the tree all morning. In fact, yes. Desmond and Eloise should have witnessed us walking over there, as those two were in the courtyard at the
What were
time.
they doing in the courtyard also?
Yeah, that's true.
In that case, Diana really is the only one without an alibi.
Ah!
Guys.
If she's the person who fled the boiler room, those footsteps we heard make a lot more sense. Heels make a pretty loud clop sound on hard floors, and the underground hallway's floor is pretty hard. Diana would obviously want to take them off.
The underground hallway's floor goes pretty hard. It's like really awesome.
Also, heels aren't comfy to run in.
And some of the blood was definitely of the murderer, wasn't it? It has to be. Why was there so many blood spots in random locations? It wouldn't make sense. We didn't see any blood we didn't see any marks like that on Wolfgang's body. I mean, we didn't inspect his whole body, I guess. Some of him was in the water, like his legs, I guess. But she said that she went into her room to apply makeup. We never saw any of that makeup. Was she applying makeup to cover up some stab wounds that Wolfgang inflicted on her? I don't get it.
Whoa. I didn't even think of it like that. You're totally right, though. Since Diana's the only one here with heels, she would have to take them off.
She's the only one with heels?
Guys, what are you talking about?
Aww.
Me? A killer? Do you really think I could be a killer?
I'm too nice to be a killer, just like all of you guys!
The fact you weren't at the tournament is incriminating enough.
Not just that. Everyone but you has an alibi.
But I do have an alibi.
I was with Wolfgang!
Right, Ava?
What? Huh?
You woke up with me this morning, and you never saw me leave my dorm.
During the brief amount of time we were together, I never saw you leave. What you did after I left for the game tournament, however, is anyone's guess.
Ava wanted to help me and Cass set up the tournament, so we told her to swing by early.
For that reason, I left Diana's dorm at 8:05 a.m. I know the exact time since her room has a clock. I probably entered the dining hall around 8:10 a.m.-ish.
Why did it take you 5 minutes to get from Diana's room to the dining hall?
So much for an alibi, then.
So many new art of her. It's her.
Diana, don't tell me.
Diana, don't tell me.
Holy smokes, it's all falling into place!
Are we sure there hasn't been some sort of misunderstanding?
It's not possible. Diana can't be the killer. No! I refuse to believe it!
Looks like some people here aren't willing to face the facts. That's not a problem. I'll make them face the facts. Whether they like it or not, soon enough, nobody will be able to deny Diana killed Wolfgang.
No way! Oh, this is so cool. Blood spots.
If it was Diana inside that boiler room, could
Diana,
she be the one
show
who
us
left
your
the
whole
blood trail?
body.
Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife, too.
Yep.
Diana's blood? Are you saying she
Wounded herself?
No.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
Sorry.
I don't have it wrong.
No, you don't. Sorry,
There are
Toshiko.
only 2 people in the boiler room, and we've already proven one person wasn't stabbed.
I know.
So the blood was left by the other person.
I'm sorry.
The blood was left by the killer.
I know.
I'm imagining contradictions where there are none.
If it was Diana inside that boiler room, could she be the one who left the blood trail?
Wait, sorry. I meant to agree with that. Ah!
Didn't you say she was wounded? I can't imagine anyone else leaving that trail. Wolfie himself had no cuts.
Wait,
If
do we
it
know
was
that she's
Diana
wounded?
inside that boiler room.
Did we not already agree the killer was wielding a rolling pin?
Well,
So Wolfgang
maybe they had
brought the
both.
knife?
The rolling pin in one hand. Knife in the other.
Dual wielding weapons?
Okay.
this
So the
killer's
steel
next
rolling
level.
pin is the evidence twice in this trial. That's pretty interesting.
If it
Was Diana inside that boiler room?
That's
Could
cool.
she be the one with the blood trail? 'Cause if so, that might be her blood in that too. Diana's correct.
I have one shot. One life left, but I'm gonna do it. Right here, right now.
I don't know!
Wow, I can't go that high.
Well, maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one.
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong!
No. The killer was only wielding the rolling pin during their confrontation with Wolfgang. You can tell just from looking at the pin. There are 2 handprints wrapped around the edge, as if the killer had been holding the pin like a tennis racket. Which makes sense, because you can swing with more force if you use both hands. And that's what a killer wants when trying to knock out a grown man.
A grown man, 22 years old.
Then, who held the knife?
It wasn't the killer, so it was most likely the only other person in the boiler room. Wolfgang Akire.
Yup.
The hell are you talking about? Wolfgang, carrying a dangerous weapon? Bullshit!
If you were in his situation, wouldn't you? Wolfgang received an anonymous message asking him to meet in a basement, all whilst in the middle of a killing game. At that point, doesn't matter how much of an optimist he is. He'd know better than to come unarmed.
A knife isn't super hard to find either. Wolfgang probably just stole one from the kitchen.
Besides, if Diana is the one who got stabbed, it would explain the blood trail.
Why?
Think about it. She arms herself with the rolling pin and attacks Wolfgang, getting hurt by him in the process. For some reason, possibly because of the blackout, she doesn't clean the blood trail she's leaving, and returns to her dorm room after.
No! That's wrong!
Huh?
I wasn't stabbed.
I was sliced.
If I was stabbed, then I'd have an injury. But there's nothing, right? There's nothing on me.
Depends. If a vein got nipped, you'd be seeing blood no matter the size of the cut. Of course, that also means a small cut will need bandaging, which I'm not seeing on you.
You may not see any injuries on Diana, but that doesn't mean they aren't there.
'Cause she's a makeup artist.
Huh?
If she wanted, she could simply hide her injuries from view. After all, someone like her has exactly what it takes.
Yup.
I got it. Her talent. As the ultimate cosmetologist, Diana could easily cover her wounds.
It makes sense. With the right equipment, she could probably disguise even a bandaged wound.
As Diana's bunking partner, I've seen firsthand how many different cosmetics are inside her room. So unfortunately, I have to agree.
Well, Diana, did I get anything wrong?
No. No. But
Wait.
Kai, she was getting into it.
Diana, did you just say no?
Did you just say no?
As in, no, you're not wrong that I covered up my wounds? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. You guys know what this means, right, guys? Diana basically just confessed!
A confession? Are you for real?
It makes sense, though, doesn't it? Diana got wounded, which proves she got in a fight with Wolfgang, which means all that stuff about Wolfgang going to the boiler room, all that stuff really did happen.
I see. I see now what you were saying. Diana, she lured Wolfgang to the boiler room by writing him that note. And when he arrived, she attacked him and killed him. And now, she's been lying this entire trial, hoping we would never suspect her.
Ah.
How cruel!
She just kiya'd.
Diana, you...
It wasn't me.
Wait, why am I starting to believe her?
I promise. It wasn't me.
Holy shit, why am I starting to believe her? Who else could it have been?
To think she could preach about friendship after committing a violent crime.
And then try and sentence the rest of us to punishment.
Golly, you're right. If we voted for the wrong person, we would have been executed.
That's so fucked! Seriously, Diana? What the hell is your damage?
Can we at least hear Diana's side
Yes,
of the story?
please. I need to hear that.
Side?
Yes.
Well, you know, Diana has, I just think it's fair we listen.
What does it matter what she says? Look at the evidence. This case, it's closed. We know who the killer is. If you really want to ask for Diana's side of the story, then do it after the vote.
Nah.
No. No.
Vote. That's right. We have to vote for the killer. Diana, I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that she's the killer. I've proven it beyond a reasonable doubt, so...
No.
Why is it that when I hear her cry, I get this strange nagging feeling in my chest?
Dude, I'm getting that. What the heck? She's such a good voice actor that it's coming through?
Why does a tiny part of me want to believe the things she's saying? Why, all of a sudden, do I doubt myself?
Holy shit, this game is good.
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Then she fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never murder Wolfgang.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
Oops.
But I
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent. Why didn't I see you for who you were?
If this
Everybody
goes
makes
on any
mistakes.
longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get this over with and vote!
Is Diana telling the truth? How is that possible when I already know the truth? It can't be possible. Not unless...
I would never murder Wolfgang.
You seriously believe her preppy schoolgirl shtick? Open your damn eyes! It's obviously a facade!
My argument is too weak.
Okay, so we still don't know why the taser was used, I feel. Because I think it was the exposed wire in the water that shocked him. What if somebody stabbed her and took her down there and she woke up, or tasered her and she woke up around the time that we all went into the storage closets because she heard stuff was happening and her body woke up, and then she ran off confused, not sure what happened? No. Gosh.
She killed him immediately.
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Grace, you're overlooking a crucial detail.
Huh?
Do you recall the note I found in Wolfgang's blazer pocket? It asked him to meet in the boiler room at 8:15 a.m. But,
right, yeah.
According to the Tozu tablet, he died over an hour later at 9:35 a.m. That means Wolfgang didn't die right after he got to the boiler room.
He died so long after. He was in there for an hour and 20 minutes.
What's your point?
My point is that the killer had no reason to lure Wolfgang to the boiler room and then wait over an hour to kill him.
Right.
There's no guarantee another person won't enter the room during that time. It's in the killer's best interest to be in and out of there as fast as possible. When we originally discussed the note, we lacked the context to properly understand this time discrepancy. But if we go with your idea that Diana killed Wolfgang immediately, then that discrepancy becomes all too clear.
But can't she still have been the one that killed him?
How do you know Wolfgang didn't just arrive late?
He was already on his way when I ran into him at 8:10 a.m. He must have arrived on time.
Same goes for the killer. I doubt Wolfgang would stay in the boiler room for long if no one came to meet him. For that reason, we can assume Wolfgang was knocked unconscious soon after he arrived. But there's such a long period of time between him being knocked out and him being killed. Unless you want to tell me he and Diana were in an hour-long struggle, then I'm sure there's more to the mystery here.
Shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up!
I get it, Grace.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you see this as a trick?
It's so real.
All of Diana's blubbering and crying is just a farce to make us think she's innocent.
I wouldn't fall for a farce like that. My only concern is the evidence not adding up.
If you're still not convinced Diana is the killer,
Diana.
then let me show you something you overlooked.
You overcooked.
Undeniable fucking proof!
Well, I like the sound of that. Show it to me. I mean, I'll cut through those words.
I don't give a damn what Diana says. Not only is she the one person without an alibi, the blood from her wounds places her inside the exact same room where Wolfgang died. How can the killer be anyone but her?
Grace seems to think she knows more about the crime scene than I do. But if that were true, she would have already realized the flaw in her argument.
Places her inside the exact same room where Wolfgang died. How can the killer be anyone but her?
Success!
If Diana lured Wolfgang downstairs, why would she take over an hour to kill him? It doesn't make sense. Not when there's a risk of someone else entering the boiler room.
What risk? Diana wouldn't have to worry about anyone walking in because she could just lock the fucking door.
I'll cut through those
walls. Lock the fucking door.
The boiler room door can't be relied upon here. If Diana locked it, she would be trapping herself inside the boiler room.
Yup.
What?
The doorknob has been flipped so that the keyhole faces inside, while the lock faces outside. Had you investigated the crime scene more closely, you might have realized this detail sooner. In any case, locking the door would lock everyone inside the room, not outside.
Which is terrifying.
If Diana was the killer, she'd be better off leaving the door open.
How the heck do you even flip a doorknob? Sounds like something only a tradesperson could do.
Ingrid.
Meh. You really think so? Swapping a doorknob is easy. Well, last time I did anything like it was a while ago, but everyone here knows knobs are screwable, right? If you get a screwdriver and know what you're doing, you can rotate the doorknob quick smart.
Quick smart!
If you can swap a doorknob, then I guess anyone can.
Hey, that's your broski.
Right on!
Right on!
Wait, are you saying that like it's a bad thing, or...
Is that why Diana remained in the boiler room after Wolfgang died? She had been locked inside?
That's terrifying.
What do you make of the footsteps then? If they were Diana's, it would imply she escaped the boiler room. How do you suppose she did that?
Diana's way of escaping the boiler room, huh? From the evidence in the boiler room, I'm fairly confident I can deduce the method.
Right, the floating chunks of scrap.
This is it.
Small, thin piece of metal.
Near the boiler room door.
Oh.
I discovered a thin piece of metal.
Yeah.
At first glance, it didn't look important. But if you were to fold it in half, theoretically, it would look like a hairpin.
Yeah, it would.
She used the classic maneuver.
How did she know how to pick a lock?
Picking a lock with a hairpin. It can be done. It just takes a bit of practice.
Yeah.
Diana probably had this hairpin inside her makeup bag. So, she used it to fiddle with the lock until it eventually came undone. Which, judging by the timing of her footsteps, happened late into the blackout.
Messing with a lock in pitch blackness. Whew, now that would be impossible for me.
Right.
Right?
Even if Diana did access light, like through the Tozu trinket, undoing the lock would still be difficult.
Yeah.
Way too difficult of a situation to deliberately put herself in.
In which case, that can only mean one thing. Diana's also a victim here. A bucket was placed on the door. Someone else locked the door.
Someone else must have locked the door.
What?
If we go with our current train of thought, the doorknob was rearranged so you could only lock it from the outside. It doesn't make sense for Diana to rearrange the lock, enter the room, and deliberately trap herself inside, which means someone else must have locked the door. I know this doesn't necessarily clear Diana's suspicion, but it's strange enough to warrant further investigation.
Yeah.
I'd rather resolve this thread before we move on to voting.
Agreed. We could easily miss something important if we turn our noses away.
Which I can't smell out of mine.
So, why did this mystery person close the door in the first place?
What if they saw the scuffle between Wolfie and Diana and closed the door to protect themselves?
Instead of seeking help? Or trying to stop the scuffle?
Yeah.
You say that like closing the door isn't exactly what you would do.
What kind of asshole do you take me for?
Any chance they locked it to prevent Diana from escaping?
And somehow unscrewed the doorknob without drawing attention to themselves?
Didn't you hear him? He's talking about the door being locked, not the doorknob being unscrewed.
Unless two entirely different people just so happen to interfere with the boiler room at two entirely separate intervals. The one who locked the door is most likely the one who flipped it, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you should be wondering the same thing. How did they unscrew the doorknob without catching anyone's attention?
Doesn't sound possible.
Not in the moment, it isn't. But what if the doorknob had been swapped beforehand?
Right, yeah. That's obviously what happened.
Say this person knew Wolfgang and Diana were coming to the boiler room. They could have swapped the knob in advance, waited for Diana and Wolfgang to enter, and then closed and locked the door.
So the flipping of the doorknob was premeditated?
With what we currently know, I'd wager it's our safest assumption. At least until we hear Diana's side of the story.
Yeah, tell us what's up, Diana. I don't suss you anymore. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I ever did.
Diana, since you were the last person with Wolfgang, your testimony could be our most valuable piece of evidence yet.
It could, and it would, and it is.
You need to tell me what happened. If not for me, or for you, then at the very least,
for Wolfgang.
Do it for Wolfgang's sake.
I'm sorry. I'm really I wanted to help. I wanted to make everything okay. But all I could do was be useless. All I could do was watch him die.
Oh shit, wait, this is much worse than I thought. Wolfgang wasn't locked in the room by himself. Oh no. Ugh. Oh shit. Oh, what the heck?
It's all my fault. All my fault. For doing the wrong thing.
So is this a confession?
No.
No!
Huh?
I didn't kill Wolfgang. And I don't know who did. But I still failed him as a friend. I failed him then. And I failed him here. But if I told the truth, things would be worse than they already are. But now that I've said nothing...
Aww. Diana watched Wolfgang die?
It's okay, sweetheart. Come on now, take deep breaths.
Yeah, we'll believe you no matter what you say.
Aw, Kai, you're so sweet. It's looking like Diana might actually be innocent. It's looking like that, but the nagging feeling in my chest still hasn't gone away. Damn it. What am I doing? Because of one girl, I've been doubting myself and jumping from one argument to another. If I can't piece together my own thoughts, how can I possibly piece together this case? I need to get a grip on myself. I need to keep sight on myself and the goal of this killer. Whatever is thrown at me next, I need to persevere. Because if I don't, if everyone else here votes wrong, I won't leave this place alive. After hearing him talk more in this trial, I'm trying to do more of like his little speech impediment he's got. I really like the sound of it.
Has all this murder hubbub left your head in a tizzy? Perhaps you need a short break. Something to lighten the mood and let you collect yourself.
Yeah?
Something like a nice cup of tea.
I could go for a nice cup of tea, Tozu.
Welcome, one and all, to the first episode of Tozu's Tea Time.
Yippee!
If you haven't already, please sit back and relax. Here, we do not use our brains, but deal only in gossip.
Ooh.
Now, a question from me to you.
What's up?
What are sheep good at, if anything?
Grazing.
Most humans, and some sheep, tend to respond with a resounding absolutely nothing. Sheep cannot create art or invent medicine. For goodness sake, they can't even perform music.
But Wolfgang was a sheep.
Their limited speech and quadrupedal locomotion prevents them from reaching the heights of humans. They're practically glued to the lower echelons of the food chain. No matter how hard sheep may try, they will never be anything more than their number tags.
Damn.
I can't say I like that answer. Too pessimistic for me. Plus, what of the sheep who still try?
Right.
The sheep who realize their fate but continue to challenge it all the same. That they can be so determined to prove their worth, when humans have all but deemed them microwavable meals. Isn't that something admirable? What a shame our sheep had to be so misguided. It seems that's about all the time we have. Thank you again for attending Tozu's Tea Time. No need for extravagant farewells. I've an inkling you'll be back for tea sooner than you can say Jack Robinson. Who's Jack Robinson? I have no idea. Ta-ta!
I might just have to split this
Diana,
up.
Now's your chance to defend yourself.
Not the stream. I want to stream until this is done because I want to know the answer. But I might have to split up the video. Like, trial, or something. I don't know how to half a trial, because this has already been 2 hours.